Hi, good evening, good day, good morning. We'd love to hear from you. Please share some information on how process, okay? All right. Okay, so how you doing? How is everyone doing? I just saw something on my screen, sorry, and I was just trying to read it. Ariwa Besti, how are you doing? Ramadan Mubarak to my Muslim faithfuls. This is day two, Ramadan. So I'm coming in with a Ramadan vlog. But today I just want to end off my video of why I quit the teaching job. I decided to do the part three in a live stream because it's almost like no time for me to even sit down and shoot a video. Because all right, by the way, I have two YouTube channels. Like I have another one bearing Asma'u Zakari. There you get to see what exactly Asma'u Zakari does, like business wise. Into skincare and hair care formulator. Yeah. So that is what I do now after quitting my teaching job. So I still teach, but this time around, like in a much more different area. I'll drop the link to my second YouTube channel in the description area if you're interested in knowing what exactly Asma'u does aside from what I put out here. You get to see the other business side. I'm an entrepreneur. Yeah, I can call myself an entrepreneur. I think I have that bragging right. So quickly, this is the part three of the reason why I quit my teaching job. All right. So coming to think of top of the environment of the teaching itself, like the environment mimics what the proprietor or the proprietress is like. Now, when the proprietor of that or the proprietress, or let me just use the word owner, when the owner of the school is very, what will I use? Which word will I use? Is very open. What I mean by open, not that you don't, of course, as a business owner or as a, because as I said, school businesses, especially the private schools, are more of businesses. You understand? These people treating more like businesses. Yeah. If the owner of the school is friendly and open to new ideas, now you would realize that the workers there are much more hardworking. Yeah, I'll use the word hardworking in the sense that, when you have a good owner, and obviously, one thing about working for people is the fact that when your boss is a nice person, you as the employee would also try your best to be nice. Yes, because for me, I don't see how evil one can be that even if it's treated bad, sorry, even if it's treated good, he'll want to repay with bad. There's like even the case in some cases, like for me personally, I don't believe that just because you treated me bad, I should also treat you bad. I just leave you to your karma. I just feel that a day will come when you pay for your mistakes or you pay for your errors. I don't think I am in the position to want to like avenge, you understand, especially when you're not even someone that close to me. So I feel that if you're being treated right, your actions will also come out right. Even if you're treated wrong, within your conscience, you still feel the need to come out with the right actions, then perfect. You get. So I when the owners, back to the owners of the school, when they are nice, or when they are good, or when they are communicative, these are people that are open to new ideas. Because one thing I know every day is the fact that learning never ends. But there are some school owners that feel like they are the full, what will I say, like they don't think that they need to learn. Like I remember one of the schools I taught, the owner feels like she knows everything. She's a female. She feels like she knows everything. She almost doesn't take any correction. She just does things whether they are right or they are wrong. She just feels that since you're working for her, you're working under her, you have to take it and live with it that way. And when you have owners of schools like that, it's very, very difficult for you to bring out your maximum best teacher, because for me, I feel the vibe I get from the owner enables me to do well, enables me to go out of my way, enables me to go the extra mile to put in my best. But when I'm not getting a good vibe, because like still going back to the one of the last same school, I was saying that the owner of the school felt like she knew everything. I came with a lot of energy. I came with a lot of new things. I came with a lot of ideas to bring to give out, and I was also willing to take. But it was clear cut that this person was not interested in all of those things. These people This person had her own way of running things, and there was nothing I could do about it. So it made me swallowed in. And honestly, when I saw the tactics she had or the methods she had, I just meant, okay, let me just give you a quick example for you to understand what I'm trying to say, because I'm just talking in cluster. Now, this person gives you a curriculum, gives you a syllabus where you bank on it, that is where you put your lesson notes, that is where you teach these kids. Then at the end of the term, each term, she comes up to give you exam questions that you're going to set for the kids. Like, are you understanding what I'm saying? It's not weird. Me as a teacher, I'm not giving an opportunity. Like the first school I taught, and even the second, I was given coming down to Port Harcourt, I had taught like in three schools. Yeah. So the first and second school, I was the teacher. I was given the scheme of work that I was going to work with for the term. And then afterwards, I was given a time frame to set my exam questions. Like in some of the schools I thought they will even ask you to start setting your exam questions from the beginning of the term. So as soon as you finish any topic, you should begin to start setting your exam questions. At least you should understand from your objectives and your goals and from whatever the kids have achieved in evaluation, you would know that okay, you can actually come out with exam questions from this angle, from that angle. You understand? And then when your kids don't do well, or your pupils or your students don't do well, you as a teacher would now have to start yourself properly and know why these kids are not doing well. Or even from evaluation, you understand what I'm saying? You would realize where the flaws are, what you need to work on, or what is the strength of the pupils you have in your class as an education, speaking from an educational point of view. But then, with all of these things said and done in this school I was telling you about, the third one where the owner of the school was just too um, self-centered, she would give you all of this scheme of work and all of this work we did put in. It was almost like the teachers were working in vain. When you finish for the whole term, and then at the end of the day, she gives you questions that are not even related to what you have. Real story. It sounds weird, right? Even to me, it sounded weird at that time. And then she used the questions to give these kids during exams. And honestly, it's something I'm ashamed of saying, but I would say it. You know, it got to a point that we had to be teaching these children, like telling them the answers in exam, because these are not things that we taught them. Like I remember one subject like that, agriculture. To be that was that one stuck in my head, and to be it hasn't gone. I taught these kids something only for the exam questions to come up, and you were asking these kids something that they have never seen before. Now, what I taught in agriculture was called meaning of agriculture, the types of agricultural practices, and the benefits of agricultural products. Now, we hadn't gone dive deep into types of crops as like the cash crops and then other kind of crops. Now, only for me to come in an exam question that she said, and she was telling the kids to list cash crops. Like, man, these kids were not taught any of that. Like, now asking them to explain horticulture, now asking them, like, these kids had not dived into that part yet. Like, this part were not yet taught because I worked according to the syllabus. Man, it wasn't fun. I think the only thing that was a little bit friendly was the mathematics and the English. I think those were the only ones that the kids were kind of familiar with. But every other subject, I really didn't know where she got the questions from. And she had branches. As of that time, we still had like three branches. And I really don't understand because she kept claiming that all of these questions were coming from a specific branch. Does that mean that all of these branches are being, the kids are being taught different things? So, for instance, a child relocates to a certain location, and then the other branch is close to that location, and then the child um, is now admitted into that school, feeling that okay, since it's coming from one other branch, coming to this next branch is going to fit in. But then he will now go in there and realize that nothing that was taught from the other branch was in this branch. Like, to me, it was so weird. And those are some of the things that I just had to discuss. For me, that was not normal. That was not whatever ramification, whatever situation, that wasn't normal. That was totally wrong. And since I don't have the power to contest what was wrong or what was right, obviously I was left with just one option, and that's just to quit. That was just a quick. So the next one of the other schools I taught, the proprietress or the owner was not really based there, so she gave it to someone else. So that person, I wouldn't say she wasn't good at her job. She was really, really good at her job, but then she was very, very biased. So that's by the way. Then the other one that I really enjoyed my stay. Like I just had to quit when I had my first son. I really enjoyed my stay in that school. It was actually owned by a church. Yeah, the school was actually owned by a church, and so it was more of it was a joint ownership. It wasn't like an individual ownership. So obviously there were so many some were even school owners in the board, in the school board itself. Some were school owners. So for me, I felt there was room for a lot of consideration. It was awesome, to be honest with you. That was the only place that I thought and I really enjoyed myself. I just had to leave when I had my first son. Like it wasn't that was the first time I was being a mom, so it was a bit scary. I wasn't sure how I was going to juggle teaching work and taking care of a newborn. So I just had to quit the job at the maternity leave. That's another thing again. The maternity leave of all these private schools are very, very little. They give you just as little as 6 weeks. Now at 6 weeks, I can start walking about a newborn. I didn't have a car. I was using public transport. So moving about with a newborn at 6 weeks, that was too sensitive. Like that was too, I say, it made me felt, no, I didn't feel well with it. So I just had to quit the job. So this brings me to the end of the series that I started from part one, part two. If you've not watched it, I'll drop the link in the description area. You can click on it and watch the part one, you can part two, and then the part three of the series completely in the live stream. So my Ramadan special starts from tomorrow by God's special grace. You understand? Just let's roll, let's move with the Ramadan period. We have a month to commit to our creator, and I hope we started in peace and good health. We end the just in peace and good health. So hope to see you next in the next vlog of Ramadan special. So we begin, let's see, on Sunday tomorrow, inshallah. So I'm so glad that I have come to the end of this. And then thank you so much, Ariel. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please give the video a thumbs up. Please let me do. I think I'm just stuck with 305. Sure, Kilo, what is happening? Are you guys not enjoying my content? Thank you for the support. Thank you for the support. Thank you. See you in another video. Bye. Or another live stream. If I'm not able to meet up, but I'll try. It's something that I've had in my mind, so I'll try to meet up and another video. Thank you. God bless.